Hello, Aries. Welcome to your 2020 life, reading. It's your Celtic cross for 2020. So this applies to you if you have an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or maybe if your midheaven is ruled by Aries. So that would mean that I think Cancer would be on your descendant. Sorry, on your ascendant. Um, so yes, this may apply to you as well because it deals with the outside world and how you're being noticed in the outside world. So maybe more towards career and things away from just our relationships, but our whole lives. Nothing is really separate, right? Everything plays into the other. So it's just as important, I guess, to look into those avenues as well, or look at the readings from another perspective other than love to get a more kind of full reading for your year. But I will be doing love readings as well at some point. Maybe in January I'll do them. But anyway, yes, Aries, I like to see that you've come out in the reading a couple of times. So this is a reading that I feel is for the Aries energy or the Aries people out there. Okay, so you're coming into the year with the Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like you maybe have a new idea to do with money, or you've just started a new job, or you've got a whole different approach when it comes to managing your money. You're now looking maybe at money as maybe from a different perspective. Maybe you're seeing the power of the pound, the power of the dollar, or whatever your currency is. You may be seeing the power of it and how much it can maybe, the potential that it has, how much it maybe can change your life. Because you're coming in with the ace, and that talks a lot about potential. So you could be thinking about the potential of the money that you're earning. Or maybe, like I said, you're starting a new job. There is the 8 of coins here that's crossing this, or maybe a challenge to you. So maybe, you've found this great new way of making money, but the challenge is you have to learn something, or you need to hone a skill when it comes to making money. The Page of Swords is what's motivating you, where you'll be having your most kind of learning and growth on an internal level. So yeah, you're very curious, wanting to learn. Maybe you are a student at this time as well, but very much wanting to gather new information. You may have lots of questions to ask about this new endeavor that you're embarking on, career. You could also be trying to develop a skill set around this new career as well. So you could be just studying more, in order to advance yourself in your career. Either way, you're going to be asking lots of questions. Interestingly, we do have the Death card as the overall outcome, or best advice for the best outcome. So it is about some sort of new beginning. Most definitely this year there will be a transformation in your life. So you could be completely transforming, moving from employee to employer, or team member to team leader, or team leader to senior manager, or maybe you're managing a whole department, or maybe just becoming even more self-employed, in focusing more on developing your more self-employed entrepreneur type ventures. But there is still, either way, it can't be denied, there is this new path opening up to you when it comes to money in some way that will lead to a major change for you. And I think actually it's actually a good thing, because the Death card, suggests that you'll be leaving things behind and moving into a more fruitful time. It's almost like pruning. That's how I see the Death card. It's like you're pruning things away. So you're getting rid of the leaves and the foliage, I guess they say, or the extra leaves that are maybe on the plant, in order to give the more important parts of your life, the major part of the plant, more life. So this is about fertility as well, and preparing ground for a new fertile time in your life. Also, it could also be things that have died out, may not be able to be active in your next part of life, but still have aided you and prepared you for this time, prepared you for this new opportunity. So don't, if you feel like, oh, I've wasted so much time doing something, and oh my gosh, like if only I'd known about this before, the death card is suggesting that you don't have that attitude and that you just see it as it was preparing you for this very point, and that there were still lessons and gems that you've gathered through that time of maybe endings, or with things that you may be ending. There was still a lot that was gained there. Yeah, it's like out with the old, in with the new energy here as well. So we've got the Four of Swords for the past, what you're leaving behind in 2019, what you're not wanting to bring into this new year is this Four of Swords, maybe this inaction, this healing. Maybe you've been taking some time out to just take it easy and to be more receptive, to just kind of get your mind right. Maybe now you, after a lot of thinking, you now want to actually act. You may have also been more the type to wait until the right opportunity came along, rather than taking action towards what you want, which isn't really like Aries, to be honest. So maybe there was just been, you just feel from your own perception that you haven't been taking enough action, that you have been hesitant, mulling over things, trying to heal in some way. Yeah, maybe some healing is complete in your life, and that could also be what the Death card is about, that you've come to the end of the road in some way. You've completed a healing journey, and now you're ready to make some real improvements in health as well. And again, just embrace this new start, this new beginning of action, commitment, implementing ideas, putting the work in. So I feel like you're just feeling more confident, and that more sure about committing to something, and know that you are in the right frame of mind and that have the right energy, I think, to do that. So again, this healing and renewal of health seems to be here as well. The Hanged Man is what you're most focusing on, getting this new perspective. The Hanged Man is a major arcana, very important card. The Hanged Man can talk about surrender, and also about kind of owning up to what you've done wrong, humility, humbleness, surrender, as I've said. So I don't know if maybe you're trying to maybe look at a past hurt in a different way. Yeah, again, with that first message that came through, was not to look at any past endeavors as a waste of time, major mistakes. No, they've all prepared you for this point. It just depends on how you look at it. But in actual fact, if you do look at it as what has been gained so far, it could very much make this Eight of Pentacles activity, in terms of putting in the work, could be a lot easier. I'm feeling that it could be easier for you if you look at your skills from a different perspective, and there's actually a lot more maybe that you could offer that you actually are aware of. This also talks about sacrifice. Maybe you're very focused on delaying pleasure and focusing on the hard work now for the benefits in the future, and being committed, strongly committed to a path forward. So you could be very focused on getting some far-reaching wish, or you may have a wish that you want to see fulfilled, but know that it's going to require you to be quite disciplined, and to not give in to some sort of temptation as well, but to stay focused on one path, on one decision, to do with probably family or health and money, work, career, more material things as well in life. So yeah, it may be that you don't get that big expensive car this year with the Hanged Man, or that's not a focus at least. Maybe it's about creating and developing this new revenue or income stream, and putting the work into that, learning all about that, for the hope that in the future you will actually get the Nine of Cups, this wish fulfillment, which is this maybe you know, a nice car, a nice home, living a certain lifestyle. But I think you're hoping that it will be worth it. You know, you're hoping that you will get this wish. And I think you're being advised here to be optimistic about it as well. So what you can expect this year, what will be around you this year, is the King of Cups. So there will be probably someone that can help you, that's nurturing, maybe a father figure, a mentor, someone who cares about your progress, someone who is like a coach, someone who's able to empathize, understand, put themselves in your shoes, and give you guidance from that point, is emotionally intelligent. It could also be someone that's in love with you. You could definitely be meeting someone that falls in love with you this year, truly falls in love, in a very mature way. It may be someone that you don't notice at first, or someone that doesn't really say much. Maybe you'll have to ask questions to even get this person to open up and to, or you have to ask questions with other people if you get a suspicion about this person being attracted to you or wanting something more with you. It looks like, yeah, this person won't be just forthcoming. I think they will actually like your more humble approach to life as well, that you are, although you're focused on your finances, you're not materialistic, and you're not overly you know, yeah, materialistic and superficial, and you're more focused on some sort of long-term goal, and you're committing yourself and sacrificing yourself to study, to becoming better at what you do, to up leveling, to making more money. This commitment that you're showing, I think this person really likes that. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you could be asked as, also being asked here to, you know, try and keep um, an objective perception. The King of Cups is someone who, although has a lot of emotions, is able to remain objective. So you could be pouring your heart into your work as well. Um, and being emotionally balanced, not being swayed by the, oh, I really want. Say, for instance, you changed your diet and you decided, okay, I'm going to be vegan. I've healed now. Now I'm going to really change my diet. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to do this whole vegan thing and sacrifice, you know, my love of, I don't know, eggs or chicken, and become a vegan. Um, Again, this could be for your love for the world. This could be for your love for life. And this could also just be you, again, not giving in to temptation. The King of Cups knows how to manage his emotions and not get carried away with them. No matter how much they're stirring on the inside, he's able to still act in a strategic way to get whatever goal it is that, you know, he's focused on. So this energy will be with you all year. How you see yourself is the Two of Wands. So you may see yourself as juggling, maybe something to do with health and finances. Maybe this new job that's come in, or this new study, is going to be done alongside your current work. Or you definitely got two obligations here. It could be that this is family and this is work. You know, you developing so much time, or sorry, developing your skills and spending so much time on work, but at the same time have responsibility of your children, your wife, your husband. And to be honest, this card, I think you actually feel quite proud of yourself that you're able to actually find this balance and keep everyone happy, or at least be able to kind of have this two-pronged approach to your success. I see that you actually are quite comfortable. I don't see you. I mean, this can't last forever. It will eventually, the Two of Coins can eventually become just tiresome. But I think for the most part this year, I think you actually like the challenge of having to kind of keep both of these plates spinning. You maybe even see it as more of a game, as more of a test of your own ability. You know, because it's almost like boosting your ego, and you're proving more and more to yourself that you can do this. And with the Three of Wands, your luck does come through patience and putting in the hard work in, waiting for your ships to come in. Yeah. I think that's where your luck lies. This is also the sun in Aries. So this could also be you connecting more to your inner self, looking within for answers, direction, rather than outside. Especially, don't be distracted by the Maya or distracted by temptations, but to stay focused. This is about aim and focus. The more you aim and focus on a particular objective, the more you can hone in or hone that skill and focus, the more luck you will have, the more opportunities you will bring yourself, and the more that will be attracted to you. I believe Jupiter is in your 10th house as well. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity here for new work, for expansion in your career, for accolades and developments and luck generally in your work life. So that's quite good for you this year, Aries. And again, as I was saying, your hopes and fears is, I think, hoping that you pull it off, hoping that you can, actually prove to yourself and to maybe other people around you just how able you are as an individual. I think it would do a lot for your self-esteem. It will do a lot for your self-love, self-value. This is something that maybe you feel you want to do on your own. You want to prove maybe to yourself or to your family, or maybe just in general that you can do this, that you can be a success in your endeavor. Okay, so to further clarify the outcome, we've got the Emperor, the 7 of Coins, and the Page of Wands. So there's 2 pages, and also the 6 of Cups is here as well. So children may be a focus for you, and you maybe also be encouraged to be willing to be a bit of a like have your cup empty, be ready to receive lots of information and to learn a lot, to be curious and to have a kind of childlike mind, I guess, when it comes to learning new things, accepting that you don't know everything, being willing to learn. That's a lot to do with the Hanged Man as well, that kind of surrender and accepting that you don't know everything and that you may need guidance or you may need to look into things more, and that you need to learn something new, gain more information maybe through a new perspective. But I think the new perspective is you looking at this from maybe not a position of I've gained so much information, I know so much, this is just topping me up. You may need to come at this with more of, like I said, a childlike mind or as an empty cup, and really be willing to learn from, like, really be able to absorb this information and accept there are people, or even if your tutor or the books seem to be kind of maybe condescending or beneath you, you may feel like it's beneath you, or your tutor just is not even anywhere near as confident as you in terms of the application of some of these ideas, concepts, and whatever you're studying. And maybe you do know a bit more, but you're being asked here to be receptive and to surrender and to kind of get your ego out of the way, okay? Otherwise, it will be the pride before the fall kind of thing that could happen here, and that's the Hanged Man as well. That pride before the fall. It can also represent like embarrassment as well. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't see that happening here. There's no sort of negative cards or disappointment or anything. But that's the kind of the story with the Hanged Man. So yeah, don't be too proud. Be willing to be an empty cup. Keep your emotions in check. Okay, so it looks as if here with the Emperor card, this is your card. This is the card of Aries. You will probably reach this sort of success. Maybe you are, a father. There's 2 fathers represented here. So, maybe you're doing this for your family. Again, there may be someone in authority that knows more than you that can help you. Again, with the 7 of Coins as well, there is this waiting period, investing time and energy into things intelligently in order to get the best results. It will take time in order to build. This is definitely the 2 cards that say, it didn't, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's definitely something that takes time, takes review, takes a couple of tries. So just be willing to kind of go through that process of maybe making mistakes as well, but still remaining focused as well and not losing confidence. Nothing beats a failure but a try, is what they say. And the Emperor definitely could probably attest to that. I'm sure along his journey, as a knight or a page, a knight and then a king and then an emperor, he's, probably made many mistakes. So, but this is what makes him well-rounded and emotionally intelligent, as well as, just intellectually intelligent, business intelligent. He's able to see things from all the four corners, and also is honest with himself about the limitations that there are and what he has to work with as well. But yeah, father figures, authority figures may also feature strongly in your life this year and may even be a help to you. But yeah, you will be learning new things. This is a case as well, like you could be a bit stubborn, a bit unchangeable. It might be why the death card is here. You may be a bit reluctant to some sort of change this year, which is not that that's a problem per se. It's just maybe a natural personality kind of characteristic that you tend to not like to be told what to do and like to be in charge of where you're going and what you're doing. You're much better in a leadership role or an autonomous role than to be part of a team following other people. And maybe on this occasion you are having to follow because there's some things that maybe you feel have been missed that won't allow you to kind of get to this next stage that you want to get onto. Yeah, and you're kind of analyzing, okay, so what's the best way to go forward here? And with the Page of Wands, it may also be that, these are like two opposites. They're both the same element, but two opposites. One is the Child and one is the Emperor of the same element. So again, I'm seeing that you may need to, especially with the Hangman here, that you will need to kind of, this whole humbling thing and acting like being in a position of you don't know it all, and being curious to have new experiences and to kind of have childlike eyes about it, to be a blank page as much as you can when learning these new things, or as you move forward throughout the year towards your endeavors, dreams and goals. The overall energy is the Six of Cups. So again, I'm seeing here this is about support, emotional support and children. Also soulmate connections, family, childhood. So again, I feel like there's something to do with children. I think you're just being asked over and over here to just be childlike in your approach. Be willing to accept help. Be willing to accept support. Don't be too prideful. The Two of Swords. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of an inner conflict, maybe getting your head around this, having to be an apprentice. I think you probably will find there is some sort of emotional or block there that may have, had its seeds planted from childhood. Maybe you've always been the helper. Maybe you've always been the leader. Maybe you've always been the person to rescue the other person, and you've built maybe a lot of your self-esteem and grounding and yourself around that image of yourself, So that could be a challenge, letting go of those things, especially with the Hierophant card here, which does talk about moving up in classes as well, but also about learning, study, not being very flexible. Again, those energies are here. So yeah, but you're getting more in touch with your emotions as well this year with the King of Cups, getting more familiar with them. beautiful. Okay, your cards have arrived. Okay, so we've got fork in the road. New life, co-create, and observer. The observer definitely relates to the hanged man. And then we have serendipity. Luck is on your side this year when it comes to work. Most definitely, you've got Jupiter in Capricorn in your 10th house. So yes, luck is definitely on your side with regards to any endeavors that you have, especially if they are more public orientated kind of things. Yeah, so yeah, in the past you may have been at a bit of a crossroads, it looks like here Spirit is saying, and that currently you are co-creating, working with others, maybe sharing skill sets with other people to create new things for this new life that you have here for you with the Death card. So there's a whole new life here for you. So by the end of the year, things will look very different. With the Death card and this card, they will look very different. Okay. And I feel there will be some sort of emotional satisfaction that you get from that as well. And then we've got the Observer. I think this is again about gaining perspective. This will be the overall kind of outcome as well for you, is really seeing the value in your skills, what you have to offer, seeing the true value of things in general, and just keeping things in perspective and keeping your eye on some sort of dream, paying attention to what's going on around you as well. Maybe slowing down just a little bit to pay attention to what's being shown to you with the Observer card here. It could also be that you will find this year to be maybe a kind of psychic year for you, or your intuition may be quite strong as well. Maybe in your sleep time you may find a lot of answers, or it'll be very telling, especially if you do have a big decision to make with the fork in the road. Maybe this isn't the past, maybe it's now, or related to the entire year. But this is also a 13 card related to death. So we are looking at you leaving something in the past in the past. You're leaving something in the past that, you're coming to terms, maybe, like I said, with some sort of lesson that's learned with the Four of Swords, and you're really choosing to kind of carve out a new road for yourself and leave the past in the past. And luck is on your side. There's a new life here. There's people that want to co-create with you as well. I'm going to read number 40, co-create. So it says here, creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. So it says you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of the divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Wow. So it is about creating your own beautiful life, and accepting that you are a product of divine inspiration. Life is art, life is beautiful, life is what you make it. But yeah, also this is a reminder that you're not alone. Even if you do feel alone, you're not alone. Even spirit is with you to co-create this new life that you're trying to bring to fruition. I'm going to read Observer very quickly for you as well. 49. Okay, so it says perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they can come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So yeah, that's the Hangman in a nutshell. And that's your main focus this year. It's a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring, learning new things, seeing things from a child's eyes in a sense, and coming from a neutral vantage point rather than the position maybe of the emperor and knowing it's all. We know that probably you do, Aries, we know, but you know, in order to gain what you want, it's about considering other people and how they factor in. It could be that you're dealing with a tutor that kind of maybe responds to praise or responds to you going, wow, really, I didn't know that. You know, that could make that tutor more confident and tell you more and arrange better kind of, you know, trips to different places. You know, just, you know, sometimes you can have an influence on people. In actual fact, you always have some sort of influence on people and your surroundings. So, in order to get the best out of them, you need to understand where they're coming from, have that empathy. And I think you will kind of be developing your emotional intelligence this year with the King of Cups. So yeah, very interesting read. Hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for your support over the past year, 2019, and maybe beyond for those of you that followed me for longer. Thank you. I do honestly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And thank you again. I'll see you throughout the year. All right, take care. Bye.